What's up YouTubers, Aldo with Jay back with a brand new video for you here. First off, it's great to see you all. Welcome back to this channel, and if you guys have clicked on this video, that means that you have watched my Dudley Boys Tag Team Collection. You've also watched my Women's Division Collection, which is fantastic. Thank you so very much for clicking on this, which is the start of my next set of videos, which is the Midcard collection, or as I call them, the Workhorse collection. Now, what do I mean by Midcard? So, Midcard championships were created in wrestling promotions for the folk that were under the, World Championship, but they were above the tag team championships. Or if somebody had broken up from a tag team, normally they would go on to challenge for the Midcard championships, and which would eventually lead them to the World Championship. However, a lot of Midcards contenders or champions, a lot of the times just stayed in the middle. They never exceeded any higher than the Midcard championships, which not to say that is not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing at all, because the Midcard championship, or at least the Midcard champion, I feel are always the ones that work that little bit more harder than the world champion. I'm not saying the world champion doesn't work hard at what they do. Of course they do. That's what they're built. That's what they're written and built for. But as far as Midcard champions, they are the ones that put the asses in the seats. They're the ones that have the kick-ass matches every time that they're on television, whether it's on a TV taping or a PLE, aka pay-per-views. So what I thought of doing to start my collection, sorry, I'm mumbling myself. What I thought to kickstart this collection of the Midcard replicas is I would review 3 championships that I have reviewed in the past. One I reviewed quite recently, and the 2 others that I reviewed earlier this year, and the last one I haven't reviewed for quite a while. So the championships that I'm talking about, in ECW, this was the main second Midcard belt. In Ring of Honor, this was the Midcard main belt as well. And as for WCW, this was the second Midcard belt. So what I'm talking about is, the first one is the Ring of Honor World TV Championship. Now, this one is absolutely stunning. It has a bit of the classic title designs from the past in there. This is the 2012 to 2017 version, and it is absolutely kick-ass. Now, if you guys want to go and click on that review, please by all means go and do that. I will be updating the review as part of this video. So if you want to go and see the first one, fantastic. If you want to stick around and see what I say about this going forward in this review, then fantastic. But yeah, this is an absolute beautiful, beautiful championship. You have the Ring of Honor gold tip there. You have the main plate, the 4 side plates, classic old school looking championship, and it is absolutely stunning, beautiful, all those words. So I will be getting into that in a few minutes, just bear with me. Now the second one that I'm going to be re-reviewing is the ECW World Television Championship. Now this Replica speaks for itself. This version of the championship came out in 1998, and it was with us until ECW closed its doors in 2001. And anybody that remembers this championship knows it was made famous by Rob Van Dam. It is absolutely stunning. The classic 5-star plates, and there is a lot going on in here. If you guys have clicked on on my Triple Crown ECW collection, I do review that for the first time in there. This is the second time I'm going to be reviewing it, and obviously I'll have a better understanding of what I'm actually reviewing, so I won't be as in awe as what I was the first time. But yeah, this is an absolutely gorgeous looking championship. Very ECW design in the whole thing, so look forward to re-reviewing that. Now finally, the last one that I'm going to review is a replica that a lot of people would say is very near and dear to their hearts if they're old school WCW people. This championship design was brought around in 1995, I think it was like late 95, early 96, and unfortunately we lost it in 2000 because they essentially didn't give a shit about it anymore. It is the WCW World TV Championship. Now, this championship is absolutely stunning and basic at the same time. It is unbelievable of how it looks. It's, yes, that's Hacksaw Jim Duggan's signature on it. It has been around for quite a while, and sorry, it was around for quite a while, but unfortunately in 2000 just got abandoned, which is a real shame because it is one of the greatest championships ever produced, and this is one of the greatest designs ever produced as well. I will get into it more as I review it, but yeah, it's a shame this got abandoned, but I mean, if you look at the plates sort of speak for themselves. The strap is still in very good nick as well, so I'm quite glad about that actually, for the age that the championship is. If I get a little look, so this was produced in 2007, so this is the version when the WWF WWE were going through of throwing out the first set of championships from the companies that they purchased. They threw out an AWA World Heavyweight Championship. They threw out all the WCW ones and the ECW ones. This was from, I think I want to say it was from like 2004 all the way up to 2007, 2008. I think they did this, where there was thrown out all updated replicas, and unfortunately they've never produced these again. They've never produced WCW ones like this, and they've never reproduced the ECW TV Championship, which is a shame. But I will get into the review of these more in just a few minutes. So let's do what we always do here on this channel and talk some replicas. Okay guys, so here is the review on all three of these mid-card championships. Now, to save a little bit of time, I'm actually going to do the whole championships in the one full swoop. So this one first, the whole of it in its entirety, and then obviously follow on by the ECW and then the WCW one. So strap yourselves in, bear with me as I get through this. So to start off, you have the Ring of Honor logo, the writing at the top, and this historical logo that a lot of people would turn around and say that this was their best logo. It's gritty, it's just very, some would say very pro wrestling logo, and yeah, it's lovely. It's nice with the red bold writing here, then the black here. It's lovely. And then you have the globe in a sort of dark navy, which I feel it should be a little bit more lighter, but it looks great nevertheless. And then you have the world writing in red, very similar to the WWF WWE classic tags, which is very nice. Then under that, you have the banners for television wrestling champion. Very old school, again, very similar to the World Tag Team Championships of the past. And then you have the nugget texturing, which is sort of like a nugget texturing, but it's like a floral nugget texturing. But it looks like that, but if you look closer, it's actually the spade design from cards. So it's really nice that they've incorporated that into this. It looks like the nugget texturing, but then it's a lot more than that as you go deeper in. Then then if you go at the top, is the exact same, which is very, very nice. And then you have two pillars, which kind of is like a door arch. And then you have some stars, which are very similar to the IC Classic of the past. I feel if this was made today, these would be popping out a little bit more. I need to clean this again, sorry. These do get dusty, as people know. So, and then onto the side plates. And side plates 1 and 2, you have two grapplers doing a camel clutch in a television, which is very cool. The television has a red background, which is cool because that's what it is. It's a TV championship. Then you have the stars going around that in this sort of triangle / hexagon design. And then you have the Ring of Honor logo, and you have the full Ring of Honor wrestling writing in red, similar to the main plate. And then you have 10 stars in this square, sort of like half square, but it's like this is an extension of this, so this should be connected onto this. But it's very nice how they've done that. It's a nice basic side plate. And then on the other side, it is the mirrored. It is mirrored from the other side, which is again two grapplers in the camel clutch in a TV representing the TV championship with stars around that. And then you have the square hexagon shape. But what I have noticed, which I didn't touch on in the previous review, is it has the pillars like the main plate. So these are very nice like that. It's like what I've said, if this was made now, I definitely think this would pop out a little bit more. It would maybe have a little bit more 3D effect. And then you have the last one here, which is like the other side, Ring of Honor logo, Ring of Honor wrestling writing done in red. And then you have the 10 stars again, and again similar to the other side. And it is great. It's a lovely, lovely looking belt for the plates overall. And then onto the strap itself, keeping with the logo, you have the Ring of Honor logo done on a gold tip, and it looks absolutely great when I hold it up against the light. Ring of Honor Wrestling, and then you have the stamp on the gold tip going all the way around it. And on the snap box, you have this arrow design, which is nice. Then you have two love hearts on the strap here, which I'm going to say is heart, so it's like you're loving TV. And then as you go further into the strap, it has the classic shell shape, just a little bit more thinner than what it, a little bit more bigger than what they usually would be. And that goes all the way through the main bit of the strap, which is very, very nice. And then on to 4 hearts, like the other side. And then you have the snap box done in this arrow shape as well. I find it really unique that they have hearts here, and then you have the spades here, but they didn't incorporate any other design of the playing cards, which is strange. Then, oh, I forgot to touch on this, the little reef design, the little sort of reef design at either side of the main plate, which is above the above the spades and below the spades. Completely forgot about them, but it's okay. I've got so much in my head sometimes. I'm trying to get out, and yeah, it doesn't matter. But for its time, very thin plates. Like I say, if this was made now, this would probably be a lot more 3D and look a little bit better. Now, this was produced, keep in mind, in 2014 by Figures Inc. And the strap is in still amazing condition for its age. It's 11 years now, the official Ring of Honor stamp there, and it is absolutely, it's amazing that over 10 years old and it is still stand the test of time. Stand out there, get a better look. It is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Okay guys, now on to the ECW TV Championship. If you guys have seen my ECW Triple Crown, thanks for coming back and watching this one. It'll be a little bit more in depth than what I did the first time round, so bear with me. So let's start at the beginning. Let's start at the top with World Television. Then you've got Champion under the ECW logo. And what I like about this is you have the banner in blood red, but then you have the writing done in sort of that black red where it's trickling down, and it looks very, very cool. And then you have a wall all the way at the back of that, and then you have nugget texturing with barbed wire wrapped around it. Then you have 2 Barbies. You have 2 baseball bats wrapped in barbed wire, which I feel if this was made now, all this would pop out more. It would be given more of that 3D effect that the WWE have been doing to the replica belts over the last several years. And then you have, I want to say, a submarine window. I could be wrong. Please correct me if I'm wrong. And then you have the ECW logo on a blue globe with barbed wire representing the rest of the world. And it looks great. With this in black though, I think there's a lot of black going on here in the writing. It's kind of lazy. I think this should have been purple. These could have been left black, but I just feel ECW's main colour when it died was purple, and this should be purple. But what I do like about the main plate is that it's like a machine cutter or like a wood cutter, and it has the little patterns of that cutter going all the way around it, which is very, very nice. And then onto the side plates, you have 2 grapplers bursting through a wall, and I want to say they're doing that it's RVD doing a frog splash or it could be Eddie Guerrero. You know, it's very cool how they did that. It's a black background, and then you have black ECW logo, and there again, so much black. If this was purple, it would have definitely stood out a little bit more. And then, similar to the last WCW Tag Team Championships, you have a grappler or a gladiator holding a blue globe, which seems very random. And he's burst through, it's like he's burst through a brick wall with a globe on his back. And then again, it's good that the globe is in there, because again, there's too much black with the ECW logo. So this, all the logo, at the end of the day, the whole logo on the belt should have been purple. There's no ifs or buts about that. If they ever get around to re-releasing this, I really hope they do that, because there's so much black. Black is my second favorite color, but for a championship, yeah, there's so much black there when it doesn't need to be. And then you go on to the other side plates. Similar design as the other side, mirrored, I should say. A frog splash happening when it's like somebody's come through the wall and the grappler just waiting, another grappler's just waiting for it. ECW done in black. And then you have a grappler holding a globe on his back as he's just burst through a wall, the ECW logo above that. These side plates are done like the New York badges, similar to the New York police badges, which is very, very cool. And I've only just noticed that I didn't notice it the first time round, but I'm noticing it this time round, that's what this is like the New York, like a police badge is what they're like. And then you have RVD's 5-star signature on that, and it looks great. Unfortunately, this is off of eBay. I've seen RVD, not met RVD, so he's not signed this for me, unfortunately. Then in the strap, it's your basic black strap, ECW writing through it. They've not incorporated the barbed wire. Snap box is your standard snaps with this bubble arrow effect. Then you go on the other side, the ECW logo is a little bit more spaced out, but then you've got the bubble arrow effect again. Then if I flip it over, so this came out in 2006, and it was produced, this was their second time, this was the WWE doing, as I said earlier in the video, when they had their little go around with reproducing belts from the past of the companies that they purchased. They threw out AWA, ECW, WCW, and this championship was among them. They started doing this in about 2003, 2004, and yeah, it's good that they did this. It's a shame that they don't produce them now, but anyway, authentic WWE flashy to say it's an authentic, done by Figures Inc., produced in 2006. So this belt will be 20 years old next year. So yeah, it has stood the test of time. It is still going strong, which is nice. Absolutely love this. Out of the television collection, this is one of my favorites. Not my favorite, but it's definitely out of the three. This is the second favorite. It's absolutely beautiful. Okay, guys, so here is the closer look of the WCW World TV Championship, and it is an absolute gorgeous basic championship. Absolutely love it, and the fact that it's still standing the way it is. There is just wear and tear marks on the strap itself. that is through time, but yeah, it's lovely. So you have the WCW red logo, and I feel this banner could have had maybe black behind it as well, or maybe blue. I think that would have made it pop out a little bit more. Then you have the World Television logo, sorry, border logo across there in this nice gold font of a black background. Then you have the globe there, and is a nice navy blue. Oh look, there's the UK. There with a little speck. A WWE replica that has a very small picture of the UK. That is nothing new. But again, you have a squashed Australia here. So, but yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful looking globe. Obviously now, if this was made now, this would be a lot more bluer. This would probably be a lot more 3D. Then you have the champion banner under that with champion done in the gold writing, black border, looks very nice. And then similar to actually the big gold, which is what I think they were going for here, which I think is maybe like the Midcard. You could essentially say the Midcard World Championship, where it is a floral border design going all the way through the main plate. And it is very, like I say, very, very similar to the big gold, because you have the rope banner as well, and that is throughout the whole set of plates on this replica. Man, this is flat. This is flat as anything. I'm so glad they've upped their game since then. And then, look, they did it here. They put a black background behind the WCW logo, and it makes it look much better. Even, I know it's gold writing, excuse me, but if they did it here as well, I think it would have made it look a lot better. And then on either plates, you have two grapplers performing different moves on each other. Then you have the WCW logo with a black background. It certainly doesn't look like a C. You can make out the W. You can make out the W's for sure. But the C, some of it, they've made the C look like an A, which I don't know how you do that. But like the main plate, floral design all the way around, and I'm gonna say the grapplers are in a little globe, but no blue background to simulate that. But that's what it looks like. And then, like the main plate, you have the rope banner going all the way around these little squares, and it looks good. It does look good. And then the other side, mirroring again, you have the WCW logo, which you can't really make out, where you have the black background, and then you have the floral pattern through the plates. Then you have the grapplers in the middle of the little globes. Then you have the rope banner going all the way around these plates. And sorry for repeating myself, but as I say, if this was made now, these would definitely pop out a lot more. I think this would be 3D nugget texturing, and it would look outstanding. Now the strap itself has a standard gold wavy tip, which is very strange for this championship. Then basic black strap. Hacksaw Jim Duggan's signature. I met him several years ago, him and Ted DiBiase. I managed to get his signature because he was the last guy to hold this belt. It seemed fitting, and then you find out that when eBay was starting to kick off, he actually sold this, his TV belt. What a dumbass. I don't mean to sound disrespectful, but what a dumbass for doing that, because, you know, if he'd sold it now, I think he would get a lot more than what he probably agreed to back then. But anyway, it is what it is. But yeah, if I put it on the back, so this was done in 2007, like what I said with the ECW TV belt. They were going through that stage where they were mass producing replicas from the past. They've done ECW, they've done WCW, they've done AWA, and this was one of the belts, and I'm glad they did. Because I don't think WCW ever brought this out in a replica. I know they did the World, US, tags, but they didn't do the TV belt. Or at least I don't think so. But bolts uncovered, your standard black strap, and it still looks really, really nice. Flop it back over. Like I say, the strap is as basic as they come. It is a smaller version of, if you remember, the WCW straps were actually a lot wider, so it's just a smaller version of that. There is a bit bubbling on it, but that's just wear and tear over time. It's a shame that it is like this though, because the ECW TV belt is not like this, but it is what it is. The strap is a little bit battle damaged too, but that's okay. That's okay. Now, these guys give me 2 seconds. I'm going to actually put these down for a second. Or two. And here is all 3 of my TV championships in the one shot. WCW, ECW, and Ring of Honor. Seems that there's one missing. Seems like it's a shame that the WWF WWE never produced their own TV belt, but I can sort of understand why at the same time, because they had the IC Championship and they had the European Championship. So, you know, where they were going through the era where they didn't have a lot of belts, then they had some, they didn't have a lot. They certainly have more now. They've made up for that now, I would say. But yeah, it's nice to see these all in the same shot. So guys, thank you so very much for watching this review on the TV Championship replica belts that I have to kickstart my Midcard collection. Now, out of the 3 that I have, I would say my favourite design is actually this one. It is the WCW Television Championship that is my favourite, just because of the basics in the design, and plus I think it just looks fantastic. Now, the Ring of Honor Championship looks fantastic, don't get me wrong. The ECW one looks amazing, don't get me wrong, but this is definitely my favourite out of the 3. But please, by all means, pop it in the comments down below and tell me what is your favourite design of TV championships. I'd be interested to know. There has been many designs of the Ring of Honor, there's been many designs of the ECW, and there's been a couple of designs of the WCW. I mean, even you could even throw the NWA version of the TV Championship in there as well, if you wish, because technically speaking, it's the same belt. Just obviously when the NWA faded away from WCW in the 90s, this and the one before it took its place. So yeah, go forward, I am looking to do my cruiserweight and light heavyweight championships, and that's part of the mid card, I would say. But I'm also looking to do a couple international championships, which I would technically say is on the mid-card level as well. Keep an eye out for that. And then, of course, I'll be hitting the United States Championships and the my prize positions, which is my Intercontinental Championships. So keep an eye out for them going down the road. I'm going to look forward to doing that. But all I do say on this is, if you guys like this video and you want to see more, please give me a like, give me a thumbs up, give me a thumbs down, give me anything that you want to. If you want to start talking about the replicas, please comment below, let me know what you guys think. Just anything to get my voice out there. I'm just a pro wrestling fan like yourselves that likes a good replica belt. So as I always say, guys, you take care of yourself and dreams be the journey. Bye.